Assalamualaikum dear students, I am Ishfaq Riaz and today we are going to discuss rather revise the chapter Lines and Angles of class 7 from mathematics, right? So I started this chapter, lines and angles from this very point. So what is this called?
Point.
This is simply a point. When number of points are joined together, they form a line, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is this called? A ray. It extends in only one direction and this is called the line segment. So it has two end points basically. Right?
Yes, sir.
So I started from this very concept, that is point. This is the line which extends in both the directions. This is ray, it has one end point, and this is the line segment and it has two end points, right? Now, when the two rays start from a common point, rather, basically angle is defined as the amount of rotation. We treat this angle as positive in anti-clockwise direction. So this amount of rotation is called the angle and it is denoted by a Greek letter that is called theta, right? So what is this point called? It is the vertex of the angle, and this OA and OB, these form two arms of the angle. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
So OA and OB, these are the two arms of the angle, and this O, where the two rays start or initiate, and this is the common point of the two rays. This is called the vertex of the angle, right?
Yes, sir.
And how do we name this angle? We represent it by the symbol for angle, and we name this as angle AOB or angle BOA or simply angle O, or you can also name it angle 1 or angle theta. This is how do we name a given angle. So after this we discussed some of the types of the angles. So let me write here types of angles. Types of
Angles.
angles. So angles के बहुत सारे types हैं. So if you remember well, this is for example OA, and this angle it is equal to 0 degree, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many types of angles are there? We discussed 6 types of the angles. One is the acute
Acute
angle.
angle.
So what is acute angle? Any angle that is less than 90 degree, that is called an acute angle. For example, you may have 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree or 60 degree, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the angle is exactly equal to 90 degree, what is that called?
Right angle.
Right angle. So right angle is equal to 90 degree. I will show you this on a circular diagram, rather circle diagram. So when the angle is greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree, that type of angle is called the obtuse angle. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
So obtuse angle, it is greater than 90 but less than 180 degree. For example, 100 degree, 150 degree, 160 degree, right?
Yes, sir.
So when the angle is exactly equal to 180 degree, that is called a straight angle. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
So straight angle is exactly equal
180
to 180 degree. Right? Now if the angle is greater than 180 degree but less than 360 degree, that type of angle is called the reflex angle. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
So reflex angle, it is any angle which measures greater than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. Can you give me an example of a reflex angle? 200 degree, 250 degree, 300 degree, 350 degree, right?
Yes.
Now when the angle is completely equal to 360 degree, it is called the complete angle. This is complete angle, or you may also call it as full rotation. So these are the 6 types of the angles, and I will show you these 6 types of angles in a simple diagram. So let me draw a circle here, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the center of the circle, right?
Yes, sir.
So let this be OA. So what is this angle equal? 0 degree, right?
Yes, sir.
What about this?
90 degree.
Okay. What about this full angle?
180 degree.
180 degree. What about this very angle? 270 degree. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
So what about this full angle? Here
360 degree.
is again equal to 360
60 degree.
So this is acute angle. Any angle that lies in this very quadrant. So the definition of acute angle, any angle which is less than 90 degree. So if it is equal to 90 degree, so this is right angle. Greater than 90 but less than 180 degrees. So these are obtuse angles. Obtuse
Angles.
Okay. So what about this? This is the straight
Straight
angle.
angle.
Any angle greater than 180 but less than up to this. So these are reflex angles. Reflex
Angle.
angles. And this is complete angle that is equal to 360
60
degree.
degree.
Apart from these types of the angles, we also discussed two more types of the angles. One was complementary angle and another was
Supplementary angles.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So let me write here complementary angles. Complementary angles. बात समझ आ रही है ना?
Yes, sir.
So complementary angles are basically the pairs of angles. If we have two angles such that, let me name those two angles by A and B, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
we have two angles such that their sum is equal
90
to 90
degree.
degree, we call the two angles as complementary angles. बात समझ आ रही
Yes,
है ना?
sir.
For example, मेरे पास एक combination है 30 degree और 60 degree. If you take the sum of these two, 60 plus 30 is equal to 90
90
degree.
degree.
So they are complementary to each other. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
30 degree is the complement of 60 degree and 60 degree is the complement of 30 degree. एक और एग्जांपल मुझे बता. हाँ, 40 degree और 50 degree. Again they are complementary to each other. ठीक है ना? जरा इसका complementary मुझे बता.
45.
So the angle which is equal to its complement is 45 degree.
Yes,
बात
sir.
समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
तो इसके अलावा एक और type of angle
That is supplementary.
that is supplementary angles. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So supplementary angles. जरा मुझे definition बताओ supplementary angles की. Two angles are said to be supplementary जब इनका sum होगा कितना?
180
degree के बराबर. जरा example मुझे बता कोई 100 degree और 80 degree. They are supplementary angles. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
100 degree is the supplement of 80 degree. 80 degree is the supplement of 100 degree. ठीक है ना? एक और example. 150 degree और 30 degree. They are again supplementary as their sum is equal to 180 degree. जरा इसका supplement मुझे बता. 90 का तो 90 ही supplement. So the angle which is equal to its supplement is the 90 degree. So complementary angles and supplementary angles. तो इसके बाद हमने डिस्कस किया था एडजेसेंट एंगल्स. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
याद है?
Yes, sir.
तो यहाँ पे मैं लिखूंगा एडजेसेंट एंगल्स. एडजेसेंट.
Angles.
जरा मुझे डेफिनेशन बताओ एडजेसेंट एंगल्स की. Two angles are said to be adjacent
Yes, sir.
if हाँ they have the common vertex. है ना?
Yes, sir.
ये दो एंगल्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये एंगल 1 है
Angle
और ये
है.
एंगल 2
Two
है.
है.
दे हैव द कॉमन
Vertex.
नंबर 1 कंडीशन. नंबर 2 दे हैव द कॉमन आर्म. ये आर्म इस एंगल की भी है, एंगल 1 की भी है और एंगल 2 की भी है. कॉमन आर्म. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
और जो इनके नॉन कॉमन आर्म्स जो है दे आर ऑन द ईदर साइड ऑफ द कॉमन आर्म्स. दिस लाइज ऑन दिस साइड एंड दिस लाइज ऑन दिस साइड सो दैट दे डू नॉट हैव एनी कॉमन इंटीरियर पॉइंट. ये वाला जो पॉइंट है ना ये इस एंगल का, ये वाला जो पॉइंट है ना ये इस एंगल का. दे डू नॉट हैव एनी कॉमन इंटीरियर पॉइंट. सो two angles are said to be adjacent angles when they have the common vertex, they have the common arm, and they are non-common arms. They are on the either side of the common arm. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
So these are adjacent angles. क्या ये दो angles, angle 1 और angle 2 adjacent है? Yes,
Yes.
they are again the adjacent angles. What about this? क्या ये एंगल और ये एंगल एडजेसेंट है?
No, sir.
No, because they do not have a common arm. One more. क्या एंगल 1 और ये सारा एंगल एडजेसेंट है?
No, sir.
Because they have common interior points. बात समझ आ रही
Yes,
है?
sir.
So you got what adjacent angles are all about. So this was adjacent angles. मैं डायग्राम भी यहाँ पे ड्रा करूंगा. So these two angles, I mean angle 1 और जो angle 2 है ये adjacent angles है. इसके बाद हमने क्या पढ़ा था? लीनियर पेयर. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
ओके. लीनियर पेयर पे जो दो एंगल्स होते हैं ये भी एडजेसेंट एंगल्स होते हैं, लेकिन इनकी जो नॉन कॉमन आर्म्स होते हैं ना, दे फॉर्म द अपोजिट रेज, दे फॉर्म अ स्ट्रेट लाइन लाइक दिस. ये एंगल 1 है ना,
Yes, sir.
ये एंगल 2, ठीक है ना.
Yes.
ये भी एडजेसेंट एंगल्स है ना,
Yes.
कॉमन वर्टेक्स,
Common
कॉमन आर्म एंड देयर नॉन कॉमन आर्म्स आर अपोजिट रेज. इनका जो सम होता है ना, एंगल 1 प्लस एंगल 2, इट इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू 180 degree. I mean they are supplementary. So two adjacent angles whose sum is equal to 180 degree. I mean if the two adjacent angles are supplementary, they are said to form a linear
pair.
बात समझ आ गई है?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, adjacent angles linear
Linear
pair.
pair.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
इसके बाद हमने क्या पढ़ा था? याद है ना? एडजेसेंट एंगल्स आपने पढ़ा था, लीनियर एंगल है, लीनियर पेयर भी आपने अब याद रखी, कंप्लीमेंट्री एंगल्स भी और सप्लीमेंट्री. हाँ
Alternative.
हाँ, मैं बताऊंगा क्या बताऊंगा. ये जो लाइंस है ना,
Yes, sir.
दे आर सेड टू बी पैरेलल लाइंस.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
Because their distance always remains constant. Distance between two parallel lines always remains constant. What about these? They are called the intersecting lines. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
So these are intersecting lines, and this point is called the point of intersection. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अगर मेरे पास दो लाइन्स है ऐसे भी parallel lines, or I can draw lines like this. They are not parallel. And they are not intersecting here as well. But if I extend them, they will intersect somewhere. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
अगर मैं एक थर्ड लाइन ड्रा करूंगा ना, जो इन दोनों लाइन को दो डिस्टिंक्ट पॉइंट्स पे इंटरसेक्ट करेगी, कट करेगी, ठीक है ना, इस वाली लाइन को हम कहते हैं ट्रांसवर्सल. क्या कहते हैं?
Transversal.
Is this the transversal? No.
No.
Because it intersects the two intersecting lines at one point.
Yes, sir.
बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
This is the transversal which cuts the two lines at two distinct points. दो पॉइंट्स पे ये इनको इंटरसेक्ट करती है. So this is the transversal. These are two lines. Now let me draw this diagram here. I mean, let me write here. Angles made by transversal. Angles क्या लिखूंगा मैं यहाँ पे? Made by transversal. ये आप याद रखो. Angles made by
Transversal.
यहाँ पे मैं डायग्राम बनाऊंगा. Suppose this is line L. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
This is line M and this is line N. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
तो ये N, L और M का ट्रांसवर्सल है, ठीक है? तो कितने एंगल्स बन जाते हैं यहाँ पे? एक एंगल बन जाए. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 और 8. So when two lines are cut by a transversal, 8 angles are formed. ठीक है ना? इनका nomenclature अलग अलग है. Number 1, exterior. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
जरा मुझे बता exterior angles इस वाले डायग्राम में. हाँ.
Angle 1, angle 2,
Angle 2,
angle 7, angle 8.
बाहर वाले जो भी एंगल्स है इनको हम कहते हैं exterior.
Angle.
Number 2, interior
Angles.
अंदर वाले एंगल्स 4 होते हैं.
Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6.
4, angle 5,
Angle 6.
ये है 2 टाइप्स. इसके बाद alternate interior angles. क्या है? Alternate interior angles. मैं समझाऊंगा आपको. Alternate
Interior angles.
Look at the diagram. 1, 2, 8 and 7 exterior angles.
Yes, sir.
3, 4, 5 और 6 इंटीरियर एंगल्स. अब हमें कौन लोकेट करने हैं? अल्टरनेट बट इंटीरियर एंगल्स. तो इंटीरियर कौन कौन सा है? 3, 4, 5 और 6. इनमें अल्टरनेट Alternate बात समझ आ रही है
Yes,
ना?
sir.
One is on the right side and another angle is on the left side of the transversal. 6 और 4. For example, angle 4 और angle 6 ये alternate interior angles हैं. और
Angle 3 and angle 5.
angle 5 they are also the alternate interior angles. ठीक है?
Yes.
Next. हाँ.
Alternate exterior angles.
एक. Alternate exterior
Angles.
exterior वैसे आपको ढूंढनी है. तो
Angle
1 और 7
7.
angle 1 and
Angle 7.
Rather,
Angle 2 and
let me clear it here. These are pairs of alternate interior angles.
Yes, yes.
Pairs of alternate exterior angles.
Angle
So
2 and
2 or
angle
8. Angle 2 and angle 8. Okay. How you may have ढूंढेंगे corresponding angles. Rather pairs of corresponding angles. याद है ना?
Yes, sir.
Corresponding angles.
Angles.
जरा गुप्ता बताओ corresponding angles. हाँ, 1 और 5. Angle 1 and angle 5.
Angle
4
4
and
and
8.
8.
Angle 4 and angle 8. हाँ.
Angle 7.
Angle 3 and angle 7. 2 और 6.
Six.
Angle 2 and angle
6.
6. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
These are the corresponding angles.
Angles.
Number 6. Interior angles on the same side of transversal. Interior angles on the
Same side of
same side of
Renaissance.
transversal. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
हमें ढूंढने हैं pairs of interior angles, but they should be on the same side of transversal, either on the right side or on the left side. So ये चार जो है ना interior angles, but this and this lie on the same side of transversal. Angle 4 and angle 5, angle 3 and angle 6. एक और टाइप आता है इसमें VO.
Vertically
opposite
angles.
And remember one thing, that vertically opposite angles are always equal. जहाँ पे भी ये वाली फिगर बनेगी ना x, this angle is always equal to this angle and this is always equal to this angle. I mean angle 1 is equal to angle 2 इस वाले डायग्राम में angle 3 is equal to angle 4. वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल में जब आप ये वाली फिगर ये वाला लेटर जब बन जाएगा ना दोनों लाइंस के दरमियान x जैसा, ठीक है ना? सो 1 is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 4. अगर एंगल 1 एक्यूट एंगल है तो एंगल 3 obtuse एंगल होगा, ठीक है ना?
Yes,
so
sir.
if one pair of angles is acute here, another pair of angles must be obtuse. So what about this? Angle 1 is equal to angle 3, angle 2 is equal to angle 4, angle 5 is equal to angle 7, angle 6 is equal to angle 8. तो इस पे अब हमने उसके बाद 3 थ्योरम्स पढ़ी. कितने? 3 थ्योरम्स. मैं बताऊंगा क्या. नंबर 1 थ्योरम मैं लिखूंगा यहाँ पे. ये टर्म्स आपने याद रखें.
Yes, sir.
क्या है थ्योरम फर्स्ट? मैं बताऊंगा क्या. If L is parallel to M, अगर ये दोनों लाइन जो है पैरेलल है, सही है. If L is parallel to M, नंबर 1 थ्योरम क्या है? Alternate interior angles are equal. हाँ बताओ. Alternate
interior angles.
interior angles are equal. जरा बता कौन कौन सा फिर? Angle 4 is equal to angle 6. Angle 3 is equal to angle 5. This is the first theorem.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, if L is parallel to M, corresponding angles are equal. बात समझ आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
Corresponding angles are equal. जरा बता इसमें से इस डायग्राम में से corresponding angles कौन कौन सा है? 1 is equal to 5, 4 is equal to 8, हाँ. 3 is equal to 7, 2 is equal to 6. 2 theorems. If two lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are equal. If two lines are parallel, corresponding angles are equal. And if two lines are parallel, मैं यहाँ पे theorem third लिखूंगा यहाँ पे. If two lines are parallel, interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. transversal or
Supplementary.
What do you mean by supplementary angles? जिनका sum 180 degree
होगा.
तो यहाँ पे angle 4 plus angle 5 will be equal to 180 degree. Angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree. Vertically opposite angles तो पता ही है आपको, they are always equal. तो तीन theorems क्या क्या? If two lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are equal, corresponding angles are equal, and interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. इसका converse क्या है? If alternate interior angles are equal, then the two lines are parallel. If corresponding angles are equal, then again the two lines are parallel. And if interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary, again the two lines are parallel. यही हमने इस चैप्टर में डिस्कस किया था, पढ़ा था, ठीक है? So I started from the concept of point, line segment, ray. उसके बाद हमने एंगल डिस्कस किया था. Types of angles, I mean acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle और complete angle, ठीक है? उसके बाद हमने complementary angles पढ़े, उनका sum 90 डिग्री होता है. Supplementary angles पढ़े, vertically opposite angles, adjacent angles, linear pair, intersecting lines, point of intersection और transversal के बारे में हमने थोड़ा बहुत डिस्कस किया. And angles made by the transversal like exterior angles, interior angles, corresponding angles, vertically opposite angles, and interior angles on the same side of transversal. And in the end, we discussed three theorems. If two lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are equal. If two lines are parallel, corresponding angles are equal. And if two lines are parallel, interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. And not only this, we also discussed the converse of these. That is, if alternate interior angles are equal, two lines are parallel. If corresponding angles are equal, again the two lines are parallel. And if the interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary, again the two lines are parallel. So this was all for today's lecture. We'll be meeting in the next lecture. Till then, Khuda Hafiz. Thank you very much.